guys. Appreciate it. All right, I promise not to keep you guys here till 12 noon, so if you guys stay, we can fly through our PTO meeting here. So I'm going to go ahead and have Matt start off with the principal.
Sure. So thank you guys for all coming today, and I understand if you came to the junior high and you've got some review, I totally get it, so thank you for coming for that. But just a couple things I wanted to update you on. In our last general meeting, there was a lot of discussion about screen time and social media, and as a PTO executive board, we kind of regrouped to say, okay, it seems to be a pretty hot topic with parents, so what can we do about it? So recently in the newsletter, I have sent out a survey to see what your level of interest is. And what we are planning now is a 3-part series on social media and screen time responsibility. And the first piece is going to be on April 2nd. It's going to be Screenagers, which is a documentary on screen time that we will watch here at the Greene School. There will be some discussion activities after that will facilitate. On April 9th, we're going to bring Pbis Themes in, and he's a social media guru. Sometimes it makes you feel a little bit uneasy about who's watching and what they know about you. And some of the stories I've heard him tell about when you walk into a store and you've got your phone and they kind of know you're there, know what you're looking for before you even start walking down aisles. It's kind of amazing what technology has become. So he's going to give you an overview on that, especially with your kids getting into social media and more freedom of responsibility as they get older. Some strategies on how to best support your kids because they're going to want Instagram. So he'll talk about that. And then the third week, which will be the 16th, our tech department's going to come in. The first two, we're just going to allow people to pop in. The third, you will have to register for because our tech department does need to do some pre-work. And they are going to do a PD on how parents can manage off-campus filtering of a student device. So we actually have a system that monitors what students do that we can see here. You actually can control it for your kids to allow them to go wherever you want them to go. So he's going to our tech department will come in and train you on how to do that because for the 6th grade parents, they leave here with a device. And they take it to the junior high. They have it all summer, and they take it there, and then they continue to have it through their 8th grade years when they have it now. So just have them on that. Yeah,
have you thought about having a seminar discussion with the children? I mean, I'm kind of hardcore on screen time and social media, but a lot of times when I talk to my boys, I'm mom, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just a mean old
Yeah.
parent and so on and so forth, whether it's Xbox or their phones. So, sometimes I think when there's an outside resource that has the, social, discussion with the kids, it's more, it means more than just mean old mom. When somebody else is trying to teach you social responsibility.
So the media specialist at Maple Elementary talks about that with the kids. I don't know if the ones that they're used to, and I know they're kind of at a different age and level and involved differently at this age.
Especially now, like Instagram, Snapchat, all that.
We do a piece at the beginning of the school year because that's when they get their devices, especially in 5th grade. But to your point, it might be a good time to follow up. We do like some Free Friday lessons, so that might be a good follow up. So I would definitely look into that.
I was going to say, I was here, I don't know how many years ago, when Steve Smith came before. Amazing. Like, do not miss it. It is amazing. So good. But he said that day that he also has a presentation he gives to students. It's different than what he gives to parents. But would he be willing to do something for the students?
He will, and I'll tell you
I'm
this.
sure there's a need for everything.
And then that's to me the less of the issue. But in my previous district, like I was at school, in a school and at district office, and I brought him to the school I was, and then set up the whole district, not the whole district, but the whole secondary when I was at district office. Because I did think he was that good. But some of the stuff he talks about with an adult type of material, I'm a little uncomfortable with him talking like 10-year-olds about some of that stuff. So I don't know. I'll talk to him more because I do know him when he comes back in April. But he would really have to kind of. We want to educate our kids, but we don't want them to educate them on stuff that. I don't want them coming home like I don't want my kids coming home to me asking me certain questions, and I don't want to send your kids home to you like, Mom, I was at school today, and tell me more about. We'll leave that right here. No, they're not. I was able to preview that, so Patricia, thank you, but I just didn't think it was engaging enough for the kids. As a parent, I loved it. It made me really reflect, but as I thought about putting that in front of our kids. So I do think we could circle back on it to find something that is age appropriate and more sustainable than the beginning of the year one shot. Our kids get bombarded with things early on, so I definitely will make that really so look for more about that coming out some more. We're going to get through the carnival. I know Dawn came here to talk about the carnival. Thank you, Dawn. But once we get through that, we'll start talking more about screenagers and then also Earth Day. I know Sarah is here, Newman. Thank you, Sarah. She knows Sarah's youngest is in 8th grade, and we're so lucky that she comes back to the Greene School to help us. So thank you so much for that. We're planning something for Earth Day that's pretty fun. We are going to see how we can reduce our carbon footprint on the emissions that the Greene School causes to the environment. So we're going to do and it's not going to be like hardcore, like we won't let you, but a no vehicles on the lot morning at the Greene School, where we've been working with Montgomery Blue Ash Police. They're going to do an escort from the junior high to Greene with our students, where there's not going to be buses. They're actually going to walk in the morning to Greene. And we're also going to they have bike patrol that we've set up. And we're going to have some designated areas that if you want to bike to school, that you can bike actually with me. I'm going to be excited to bring my bike in. Sarah's even going to buy me a helmet so I can improve my bike safety as a mom.
Do you know the day of that?
Yes, it is April 18th, which is a Thursday.
So yeah, the 22nd actually, which I believe they actually ran the teacher services.
Yep. Yep, so we had to back it up, which is Thursday, and then the Friday is like a spring vacation, so the kids will be off school on Friday, so it's Thursday the 18th. And then during the school day, we're going to do a bike rodeo where kids can learn about bike safety and promote wellness activity. Yeah.
I'm sure you had it figured out, but there are some children that cannot walk that far.
Yep.
So is there a mode of transportation for
Yes.
them?
Yep. We've transported. When we started this, it was Sarah brought it. I sat in. We brought the police
Okay.
department, and transportation has been on from the get-go.
I think it's great.
No,
I
I'm
have
with
one that would be wonderful for, and one that can
Yep.
barely walk through the building.
Nope, I'm with
Okay.
you. So, yep, we definitely have a plan. We've been talking to them about how we can.
Get those students.
Yep.
We're very aware of inclusion. Is your child disabled or are you just?
Oh no, my child. I have one that is and one that isn't.
Yep.
I'm sorry?
I have one that- one of each.
Mobility.
We'll take-
I should say. Okay.
We'll take care of it.
Yeah, if you want to give me your name,
Sarah, we'll work. I'll work.
I figured
through
there was
these.
a plan. I just was
Absolutely.
curious.
sorry.
So we're excited about that. Anything to add to that, Sarah?
I'm sorry.
Anything to add?
What did I want to add? Yes, we're very excited. It's going to be on April 18th. We are not asking for parent volunteers in the morning, but during the rodeo, we would love for you to come and help. The bike rodeo, we are not going to let kids use their own bikes for that because they're going to be in a place and we don't want somebody to accidentally take somebody else's bike. So if you have a bike that has an adjustable seat that you would like to loan us for that recess time, we appreciate it, and you can just email me back. What's your email? My email address is.
We can put that out in the newsletter. I think what we'll do is once we get past the carnival, then we'll put a lot more information out about Earth Day so that we can prepare for that and get volunteers, and if there's resources supporting it needed, we'll ask more.
I guess the only other thing I want to say is that we're hoping to create more of a biking community in Blue Ash and Montgomery and the whole area, encourage kids to bike more, get off their screens, be healthier, healthier for the planet, healthier for the kids, and that we're hoping this will have ripple effects on the day and encourage kids to bike more in general, and also have the community meet us halfway and make the community aware to look for kids. So we're just looking to do it. And we are absolutely going to work with student council to partner with them. They're going to be key. So I hope people are looking forward to birds and trees this year. We're hoping to do it again next year. but it just was so early that we didn't think we'd be interested in talking about studies. So we're gonna absolutely get you on board with forward.
All right, thanks, Sarah. And then finally, I wanted to give you guys just a quick facilities update. I hope you've heard that we have gone through a series of stages involving our buildings, right? So 2 years ago, we went through a facilities assessment where we went through and looked at the current state of all of our buildings. And it was everything deep down to like the guts of it, like the boilers and the electric and the roof. And then last year, we went to a second stage where we looked at our educational needs and we visioned on what we expect education to look like in Sycamore and reflected on whether or not the current state of our facilities really match that vision. So right now, the steering committee is in a process where we want to go back to the community and re-engage. So they have come up with 3 options that they want opinions from the community on as far as how to move forward. So there are 2 pieces that are in every option. One is that there would be some renovations to all of the elementaries. My understanding is a lot of this is around kind of bringing them all up to a common standard. So for example, like Mapledale would get very minimal upgrades, but a building like Sims that is much older would get more. So it's not an apples to apples for each elementary, but they are going to look at all of the elementaries and try to bring them up to a certain standard. The second is the high school, that they were looking to do renovations on the high school. As you may or may not know, they redid the science wings, which are absolutely amazing over there. So there is a proposal that they would renovate additional parts of the building to match what they've done in the science wings. And then what's different is what to do in the middle, which definitely hits home here, right? So one is to use our current configuration, where there would be neighborhood K5 or K4 buildings, Greene School 5, 6, the junior high at 7, 8, and then the high school. So the Greene School would be knocked down and replaced, junior high, Greene School knocked down and replaced on Aldine, junior high knocked down and replaced on Cooper. The second option, the elementary and high school stay the same. Greene and junior high would then join a campus at Cooper Road where we would have a 5-8 campus. The preliminary discussions have been that it would be like a 5-6 wing and a 7-8 wing with some shared services in the middle. And then the third option is to do a pre-K K building here at the Greene School, where all preschool kindergarten come here. Then they would go back to their neighborhood schools for 1 through 5. So Greene School would actually get split. 1 through 5 would go back to the neighborhood elementaries. And then 6th grade would go up to the junior high, and there'd be a 6, 7, 8 building on Cooper Road. And then the high school would be the 9th level. So there are going to be several opportunities for you to go out and learn more and engage. We are going to host one here at the Greene School on January 24th at 7 o'clock in the cafeteria. And again, this will be in the newsletter, and we'll make sure you guys know about it. But we definitely want your take on what the next 50 years of buildings in the district should look like. Because realistically, this building was built in the 1960s, part of the junior high in the 1920s. So if you haven't heard the history lesson of configurations and buildings and how it's gone, it's been quite interesting. But we definitely need your input on where you're going next. Catherine.
I have a question. I noticed there's a lot of lists. It looks like that presentation is visiting. Is it the same presentation?
Yeah,
so if you can't make one date, you
Yep.
can go to a different location.
Correct.
Okay.
And there's weeknights, weekend mornings,
Right. Okay.
all over the district. So you only need to go to one.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Jason.
Cool, thanks. All right, next is our teacher representative, Beth Bruck.
Hi everybody, welcome back. Hope you guys had a good break. Ours was great, and I was running into a couple of parents and they were like, this has been a long break. So hopefully everybody had a great break. I just wanted to mention that May 8th is going to be our volunteer appreciation luncheon. Last year we had it in the media center and we invited the staff members to come too, because a lot of times we don't have a ton of social interaction, and it went pretty well, I thought. So we're going to do that again. I'll send invitations out when it gets a little bit closer. We can kind of put that on your radar. So again, that's May 8th. It'll be from 11 to 1 here at the Greene School. And obviously it's for all of the volunteers, who who help out with all of our PTO programs. The other thing Matt kind of mentioned real quickly was our first Fridays. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that, but we have on every first Friday of every month, the teams go back into their homerooms and they have about a 40-minute block of time to kind of go over our Pbis themes. And so we have lessons already made. There's one for 5th grade and one for 6th grade. And I just wanted to run down what the themes were. For September, it's community. October, accountability. November was safety. December was acts of kindness. January is bullying, so that one's coming up. February is responsibility. So I think the 6th grade one, maybe we could focus on like the technology. Maybe that would be a good fit for that. So we have a meeting on Friday, so I'll mention that then. March would be problem solving. April is respect, and then May will be a teacher choice. And teachers can kind of use those lessons, or sometimes they come up with things that they have to work on by themselves in their own teams. But just so you know, those things are getting hit once a month. So that's it. Thanks.
Thanks. All right, now we have a student representative, Matt.
I'd like to introduce you to one of our student council core leaders. This is Hero. She's going to update us on student council.
So student council is working on a lot of things. Recently, we just did the canned food drive. We collected about 5,000 or 4,000 cans. Next, we're doing the service project. The core leader that's in charge of that will decide what it's about. After that, we're doing the Earth Day project, and we usually sponsor a bird. And I think this time we aren't, or so I think we are.
We're going to do something new this year, but we'll report on that after you guys talk about things you guys would like to involve.
Okay. And then after the Earth Day, last year we planted trees, handed out like these bracelets with seeds and tissue. And for winter project, we're gonna have a little like game. Actually, it's not that little; it's kind of big. But there is a soccer field by the play sets, so the games are held there. Me and the core leaders will be working on like what game we should do. Last year we did kickball, and it was the people who donated the most things or money, and they got to play. But the people who didn't get to play, they got to watch, and it was kind of boring for them. So this year we're deciding that everybody gets to play, and that the wings will be broken up with 2 classrooms playing each other. So, yeah.
Thanks, and just so you guys know that this past year the exec board voted on giving student council a budget of their own, so that way they can learn as a team to go ahead and how to budget the money and figure out how to use it wisely. So next, so I'm going to have Patricia start off with our president's report.
All right, so I'm going to go really quick and leave some time for carnival because that's really our big focus right now. So we're already looking ahead for next year, and our board is mainly 6th grade parents, which means we're going to be looking for people to join us, and I would love to meet whoever wants to consider the idea of joining the executive board. It is fun. I'm going to continue next year. I will want co-president, and all of our positions are co-positions, so you don't need to do anything alone. And
Who has a current 4th or 5th grader?
yeah.
That's the one raising their hand. A little higher?
Talk to us. Talk to us. It's super fun. You know, it's work, but it's really fun. Just go and save the page there. The other is I don't know exactly when, but in the next maybe few weeks or next month, eventually, you're going to get PTO survey. We're really looking at understanding how to increase membership, what works for you guys, what doesn't work. So it's going to be across the board. Every PTO is going to do that. How do we make it easier? How do we make it more fun, more accessible for we wanna hear. We wanna hear what you guys have in your minds. So from elementary all the way up through high school, we're gonna be sending out this survey. And then we're gonna analyze it per school so that we can tailor it to each school's reality. All right? So we would love if you responded, because then, you know, we're doing it in a way that that is good for everybody. The last is tomorrow. We have yearbook pictures we take, and we will need activities, and we will need volunteers for that. So you'll see, we're gonna post a message on Facebook, and if you could go there and sign up. We'll get the information to you.
All right, thank you, Tricia. So, if you know any incoming elementary school coming up to the Greene, Matt and I will be going out this year again, but each elementary to do the transition talk, just like junior high did. But if there's some key people that you think that we can key on, that we could point to, maybe have them stay after the meeting. I know that you did, Terry. And we need more than Paul Meadows people on the team. So, all right, then also, you see at the bottom we do have our upcoming events, and we still will be listing a few more that are coming up. They'll actually be expanding on each of those, on each of our committee reports. And then we're going to expand on that, so you'll hear that one. Yeah, you'll like that a lot. And then last, I didn't put in the agenda, but it came up in the exec meeting, is just our lost and found. Just got so crazy. So we're going to detail with what we have in our handbook.
Thank you, Megan, for all your work on
Yes,
that.
thank you so much.
Real quick, can you guys just, I was gonna say, put like a Sharpie marker in your kid's stocking for Christmas. Honestly, if you just wrote your name, even initially will track you down. But if
Yeah, thanks to
they
Megan,
get
she-
estimated guess of who this belongs to, even if it's a sibling, these secretaries know families. So if your older kid is giving your coat to a younger kid and they've lost it, I'm not kidding you, it'll get back to you, but just find a way to put a Sharpie marker in it. So just Sharpie it, seriously. Every kid. as long as
I helped Megan organize that, and she went down and in her notebook wrote down the name of the item, and then was taking it to the classrooms. And I just found out in our exec meeting, each wing apparently has a lost and found as well. So had you not looked at it, if you looked at the general one, there were ones in the wings as well. So moving on for the rest of the school year, please take note of that. So I'm going to go ahead and move it on to the treasurer's report.
Yes, I'm over here. There really isn't much to report. We've been paid out almost all of our gifting requests, which is awesome. Ask your kids. I think every wing got new furniture, flexible seating, tables of some sort. We gifted, when we include our bed building project, which you will hear about, we gifted almost $17,000. So pretty much everyone got what they wanted, and then some. So it's a great spot to be, and happy teachers, happy classrooms, happy kids. So.
And that's thanks to the community.
Yeah.
Participation, fundraising.
And if you want to see one of the gifts, the nurse is so excited to show off the lead cover she got. So go stop down by the nurse's office. Make sure you tell her I told you to stop by. Because she hates when I send parents down her way. All right, thank you, Lori. VP programs, Teresa.
So I'm going to have some of the people give their updates. So Megan, the author visit.
Sure. We have a wonderful author, Gordon Carmen. This will be his third time coming here. He just loves Sycamore. They do a great job at the Media Center every year, getting it organized, treating him well, and he's always so impressed with how well the district prepared for this visit. He goes to schools all over the country, and there are people that don't even read his books. Like, he'll go and he just comes here and he's like, you guys have read like all my books. And not only that, but if your child chooses to do participation for the writer's workshop the next day, say he'll be here for 2 days. We're flying him in from New York, but he'll be here from February 20th and February 21st. The first day, it's an all assembly, so every kid gets to hear from him and visit with him. But then the second day, he's going to do like 4 one-hour workshops, writer workshops. And these are like, don't make your kids do it. We want the kids to truly choose it. Like, we don't want parents to say do this. We really want the kids who love to write to choose to sign up for his workshops. I had the privilege of watching him in these workshops. If you have even like 15 minutes that day, come into the Media Center. This guy is amazing. He should pay him more, honestly. He's really good. The kids write stories, and he has them stand up and they read their story, and he like tells them the most helpful information that just sends them soaring like these peacock feathers. Every kid, like every single writer, he has something good to say, something encouraging, and I just think he's really wonderful. One of his books, Slacker, he slipped in Sycamore Community, Sycamore Fire Department. If you read that book, Slacker, which is about a technology kid, has issues with technology, it's a really funny story. You'll see all throughout it. It's Sycamore this, Sycamore that. It's just because he just really loves it. We're excited about that. We have the principals pick coming up, the lunch, and we're hoping that's February 1st is the deadline. That will lead a discussion on the book Restart. A lot of the kids have already read this. Book orders go out today, so if you want to order any of these books, if you've already bought some at the previous book fair, the week before the visit, kids are encouraged to bring up to 3 books. You will sign them. And if you want it like personalized, you can write that there and get that signed. A lot of kids think that's really cool. And so he does take the time to write these everything, which is amazing. So that'll be February 20th and 21st. Principal pick is Thursday, February 7th. The kids will have a lunch in the media center and a Sunday market. I think we have all the volunteers for that, so chill. I'm not gonna get you for that.
Do you want to give a community outreach update as well?
Oh, yeah, Winton Hills Academy, we met yesterday. It's, Winton Hills is our sister school. It seems like a lot of different buildings help out with them throughout the year. This, at Greene, we do like a teacher luncheon for them. Winton Hills Academy does not have like a PTO. So we just try to help the teachers throughout the year. This time we're giving them a luncheon with a teacher gift. And they always are so appreciative.
Sure, yeah. So with the walkathon, one thing we said we were going to do is donate up to 15% to a bed build. So on our professional development day, which is February 22nd, is that right? 22nd, which is a Monday. So it's around that spring vacation. April, excuse me. I'm sorry. April, thank you. It's around that spring vacation, no spring in February. But what we're going to do with our staff is 2 things. In the morning, we're going to bring in a group that's going to do what's called a cost of poverty experience. And if you've been here long enough, you know that demographics have changed here a little bit. A lot of our teachers, when they first started, our free and reduced count was like less than 1%. And today, it's right near 15%. So, we see a little different behavior than we've seen in the past. And, my goal is really to educate our teachers on how to best deal with it. So our teachers will go in, they will actually assume the role of a family member who lives in poverty. It could be a parent, a child, and then they will have to live a simulated month of what it's like. I have been through this as a participant, and I've actually volunteered at a place where I went back to help run it. And it is so valuable to see what families go through when they really don't have enough to make it work. So I think as a school district that we need to reflect on how we do business, because sometimes we see certain behaviors from kids and we think it's one thing when the truth is it's another. It's not what happens in our classroom or in our school, it's everything that happens outside of it. So how can we help support kids? And then after, we're going to do a true community service project where we're going to be working with our district social worker to identify families that send students here at Greene who don't have adequate bedding. As a parent with a very small child at home that sleeps intermittently, I can tell you that sleep is so important. And for our kids, sometimes they can't control that, and they didn't ask for some of the situations they're in. But if we can provide adequate bedding and give them a good night's sleep, that's one of the outside things that I think will help improve their experience here. So our teachers are going to go through a bed build where we're going to build bunk beds for 10 families and deliver them to them with mattress and bedding and everything. So I'm really excited about that. That's again something that I've been through in the past. It's such a valuable experience for me. It's just, there's community service you do, and then there's community service where you leave and it's like you can point to something that you did and you can see it right there. And I think it's gonna help shape the education of our teachers on how to support every kid, no matter where they come from in the future. Because our teachers do a great job and they're always willing to learn. So definitely excited about this idea coming up in April.
Another program that's coming up is Wellness Week, which is February 11th through 15th. And it's going to be during the day, so if your kid's not reporting back to you what happens in their day with my kids, you probably won't hear about it, so you know. Some of the things that they're having planned that week are like Mindful Monday, Tech Free Tuesday, Workout Wednesday, Thankful Thursday, In My Feelings Friday, support health and wellness. So that's coming up, and then Arts Alive is another week-long activity that was actually quite big, and we're going to be helping us with that quite a bit. Thank you very much. But that's going to be the week of March 11th through 15th. So more details on that later. And then finally, the last program is our kind of staff appreciation, which Catherine Rapp is part of that committee, and wonderful committee to really give some love to the staff here to do such a great job with all of our kids. And I don't know if you guys have done a phenomenal job this year so far, and I know you have a lot planned. Do you want to just talk real quickly about kind of what you did? Or?
In the fall, we did 2 meals during conferences, which I think a lot of you guys helped out with. We just kind of facilitated making it happen, and we are working on this Friday. We're going to have a hot coffee and hot chocolate gourmet bar set up in the lounge that they can go and refresh themselves for this week. We thought this would be, we debated doing something in December, but we thought this would be kind of like you're back at school and this is like a hard, by Friday, I think everyone's going to be like, really, you know? It's a long week, and so we were thinking Friday you might just need a little pick-me-up. So we were thinking that that's why we chose that day, and then we've got some other smaller things kind of planned out, one in February, one in March, and then we'll hit up staff appreciation, or teacher appreciation week. That's like that first week in May. So,
You're doing a great job.
Oh, no,
Our teachers love it.
Yes, thank you.
we appreciate you guys. So.
And that's all.
Coffee and hot chocolate bar are awesome since winter has actually come this week.
Yeah. Yesterday was so
Nice.
I was like, oh my gosh, they're not going to want this till I looked at the forecast.
This summer
this
they're
will be
probably
good.
won't work well. It's,
Big time.
exactly. VP Ways and Means, what?
I actually don't have much. We've already touched on the quality of the certain items to teachers and staff. We do have screen gifting that's coming up, and we'll send out more information in February on that. This year we did decide to go all electronic, so any message you had will just be made electronically, just like in the fall. Like I said, that'll go out first couple of weeks in February. And then we are touching on that building, which was a special gift that we were excited to give based on just the confidence from the funds. The next day, Carnival,
Okay, so this year, one thing just to point out really quickly, this is going to be life-changing for some of you. It was for me. You've seen all these QR codes. Do you know if you have an iPhone, you can hold your camera up to that and it takes you right to the site? I did not know that. Gosha did not know that, and I just showed her. She's like, oh my gosh, it is life-changing. So what we've done this year, and you'll see this QR code, it'll take you right to the Carnival site, and you can purchase your tickets. You can volunteer to sign up, which that is live, and we are really grateful. If you want to go get your pick, choose where you want to sign up for Carnival, you can do that now. Everything is all ready to go. So we definitely need to start looking at volunteers and asking your friends, find a friend to work with you if you can. We're also still looking for donations. If you have a business or you know someone that has a business and would like to donate, that would be awesome if you could ask them. We'd also like to just pick a day in the next within the next week, and have people just go out and help us distribute the letters, the donation letters, just to get some more donations. So we are in the crunch mode for that.
What is the time frame for carnival again?
You mean when is it?
February 2nd.
February 2nd.
February
11
time.
11/3.
11/3.
We're less than 4 weeks out from carnival.
Yeah, and we really need to get on those donations. So one other thing, so also today, what I could really, if anyone has some time today, I could really use some help. We have to get all the packets, the carnival packet, printed, stapled, and to the teachers. So if anyone has any time today, as soon as I have a meeting really quickly after this, I'm gonna go pick up the tickets to staple to the packets, and or if someone has maybe 20 minutes, they can just go right down the street and pick them up. That would be great, right after this meeting. But that is something that we desperately need today because that has to go out. So, okay.
In regards to the tickets, is there a way that people can take those home and do them at home?
No, because we need to get them to the teachers. Really, as soon as possible. Yeah, to there tomorrow morning, and we've got to get everything printed. So we're gonna get it printed and stapled. It can be done. I mean, Wendy and I did it last year. You know, like 4 hours. So any help would be appreciated since it's just me. Well, kind of. I am there.
Okay, great. Thanks, and you know, one of the big jobs is to ask for volunteers. Elizabeth has helped with the volunteers for the last 3 years. She'll be out of Greene next year. So, you know, anyone that
This is
can.
my last year. If anybody's a fifth grade parent and wants to take it over, because I'm done after next year. I've been promoted to Fight Fest. I jumped from one to the next. But the volunteer site is up, and we need over 130 people in order to make everything run smoothly, between the games, the food, and everything. And so we typically do not put it out to students in the high schools until about a week and a half to 2 weeks before carnival, because they can be a little on the unreliable side versus the parents. So it was on the last floor. The link will go up on Facebook, hopefully, and please sign up. Get it to your neighborhood Facebook pages, get it to a friend, post it on, you know, however you need to do it, because we need a lot of people. Or anybody that wants to do it.
Thanks. Anything else?
Yes, box tops. We have another collection coming up January 21st, and they will be sending out more information about that, but we'll be collecting that week, and each grade will have a hasn't decided what it's gonna
Because I have like a whole
Yes.
jar of them, but I don't know what's in
Right, I know. I know the elementary school, so the Sims did.
I don't know. Like when these years passed, my daughter was here, we used labels and Tyson chicken things along with box tops, and so we just distributed it out throughout the district. So I want to say like Lush, maybe it still does, it Lush Elementary.
Sims.
I think they Sims made it, or like, we used to do.
Yeah, Green.
Okay, anybody from Mapledale?
They didn't,
It was
There's a reason why I remember they quit. It was lethargical or whatever.
I think Dan Campbell's changed the way they distributed the funds or something.
Catalog or something.
Yeah.
So, Judy, I have a question about the box tops. So I'm really obsessed with the box tops. Like, I won't let people throw stuff away until I clip them, but I'm leaving the green school now. Are box tops collected at the junior high level? is
Yes.
what I-
Yes.
Just got curious. Thank you.
There's a box side of it.
Could ask that during the junior high transition.
I thought it was super cool, not that I don't.
And then just as a reminder, also for the other no hassle giving, because I think last quarter in Kroger, like, you know, right, it was over $1,000 that we got on a quarterly basis. So if you have not changed your Kroger rewards, not Kroger rewards, get your rewards, but your Kroger support, you can change that over to the Greene School. Same with Amazon. We do have that on Amazon Smile, where part of what you're purchasing, even though I'm announcing it after Christmas, after the holidays. But yes, you can still do that. We are getting significant money out of that stuff as well. Corresponding Secretary, Kenna? and helped us get pies, holiday pies for the staff.
Oh, no, that's what, all the non-teachers got pies for Thanksgiving.
So I don't have any old business reports or anything else, any other topics you guys want to hear about or need to ask about? All right, so look out for the communications. We will, I don't want to say spam you guys, but Matt will be sending stuff about the carnival since we do on every week. Every week you're going to see something from Matt, and then thank you Betsy, because you'll see something for reporting for today. But we'll be having directory spot, also notice going out about carnival information as well, because obviously it's very important to us. Dawn loves raising money for the carnival for us, so that's why she's stuck on, so thank you for that, Dawn. Once again, our next, please encourage everyone for the screen time stuff. This is the first time we're doing it for the district, or for us especially. We've made it on a weekly basis on evenings. I think it's going to be very helpful. I think a lot of parents ask about it all the time, so make sure you tell all your other parents about it as well. And May 1st is our, oh yes, May 1st. I didn't forget to put that, no, March 27th. Oh, sorry. That's us. March 27th, we are changing instead of April, which was originally on the district calendars. March 27th will be the next meeting, and that will have the school board doing their presentation that they do annually as well. And then May 8th will be our volunteer. So thank you, everyone. If you have anyone in the 5th grade, 4th grade level coming up, please tell Matt and I who we should be looking out for when we do this transition year. So thanks, everyone, and have a great week.
All right, so who's staying to help on carnival stuff?